Rock Sugar Magic is brought to you by Florida Boy Inc. If you like Duck Dynasty or Swamp People, you'll love what Florida Boy has cooking up. It's Florida Boy INC, Florida Boy Inc. on Instagram. Head over there and tell them we sent you. Taran Butler, Tatiana Gaidar. Wait, I love how you say it. Gaidaris.
Yes.
God, thank you guys for being on Rock Sugar Magic.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. And for people who don't know you, I think you are literally a Hollywood power couple that most people don't know, and you're going to get to know them. I think in the next decade, you guys are going to be huge. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I went to your place. It's incredible. And I did not realize what an honor it was to get an invite and to go there. When I put the video up of going to Taran Tactical, everyone was like, how'd you get there? Wait a second, you know him? Oh my gosh. Like, I didn't realize how, like, in the gun world, in the movie world, in the stunts world, how well you guys are known. And I'm looking you up, Taran, and honestly say you're one of the best shooters in the world. The competitions you've won, the fact that you won, it's in SSM 3-gun 11 years in a row, how you've become a Grandmaster. I think it's like you've won something 9 times. You've done things that only Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, like in the gun world, that are considered like nobody can do. And then I'm, first of all, Tatiana, I'm blown away by you, because when people say, they call me a badass for some of the stuff I do.
Because you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
True
but
badass.
No.
The horses?
Yeah, horses.
Everything.
I like to do a lot. I ride very well. Like, that's the one thing I can
Very
say.
well?
I'm a good horseback
I've never
rider.
seen anyone you ride like you.
Thank
like,
you.
Ever.
But I can shoot a gun. I'm not great at shooting guns. I can fly a helicopter. I'm not great at flying helicopters, right? I'm just like, I like to live. You blew my mind. And when I say that, I've seen a lot. I've interviewed people for 26 years. I've met a lot of people in my life. You are the biggest badass I have ever met in my life. And I'm going to tell people why.
Wow.
I have never seen anybody so young, so beautiful, master not just guns, but weaponry. You're an MMA fighter. You're a choreographer. You are a contortionist. You were a dancer back in Ukraine, and you were on, like, So You Think You Can Dance, right? Or like one of those equivalent to that, like the
Ukrainian
dancing
version, yeah.
Yeah, the Ukrainian version. You're just like, everything you do, you master. And that's like, Taran, you guys are masters of what you do. And together, you're like this explosive team. And I said, I'm doing a series on like couples who work together, right? I'm like, you guys are an incredibly dynamic power couple. And I just wanted to tell you that. I think you both rock.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So sweet. Okay, I'm going to hide.
No, you're not. I mean, it's just true. I'm watching her shoot guns on doing ballet. You're like literally on point, and you're shooting guns. And then you have the most incredible stories that I want to get into, because I heard a story about James Cameron, and it blew my mind, because you work with him, you work with Keanu Reeves. You guys, I think, did all of the John Wicks with him, correct? You taught
2 through now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it's every major movie star in the world that I can think of has been there, has shot with you, or you've trained them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me the James Cameron story.
Way back when I was shooting, I was just so focused in matches. There was no Instagram, no distractions. I just wanted to be the best shooter on the planet. At the time, I was just a pistol Grandmaster, which is good, but I was getting into 3-gun pretty soon. This friend of mine, John Richling, he's this raging bodybuilder guy, like from Venice Beach. He's like, the whole Arnold era, all that stuff. He was a big 6'3" blonde guy. So anyways, like, I'm bringing James Cameron out. I'm like, yeah, right. Because nobody had ever really come there before. It didn't have what I have now, just a bunch of land, right? So for weeks, like, I'm going to bring James Cameron out. He's going to come out. I'm like, yeah, right. So he's like, he's coming Thursday. I'm like, holy crap, he's really coming. So I put 1 million water bottles on the hill and all this stuff, and have all these crazy cool guns, and you could buy back in the day in California, Styrogs from Die Hard and HKs. They have this crazy table of amazing, just coolest stuff you've ever seen. Then I have my competition pistol, 40 caliber 2011. So he pulls up in 2 Hummers. He's got the guy, William Abernathy, who's the funny fat guy with the beard that's in Titanic. Like, when the ship breaks, it pulls the other half down. He's got the smiley face, the bullet hole in it. He's like his writer friend, right? Lives in his little backyard, whatever, back in the day. So they pull up, this other bodybuilder guy, a couple of guys. And they pop out, and they're like, "Oh my God, look at this stuff! Smorgasbord! Holy crap!" And he doesn't care. He goes right to me. He's like, "I heard you're some kind of a Grandmaster pistol. What the hell is that all about?" And I start showing him a grip and everything. He's got this horrible, outdated 70s grip and stance.
James Cameron.
Well, he was trained by some guy from Terminator 2, some Israeli trainer guy, which is fine. And his grip was just cup and saucer and Weaver stance, which was cool, like in the 70s, right? So I'm like trying to fix his grip and get him more of a saucily, some modern stance. He goes, "Stop!" I'm like, "Holy shit, James Cameron's yelling at me." I'm like, "Holy shit!" My favorite director ever, right? He's unbelievable. And he's like, "Before I change all this stuff, can I say bad words in the show?"
Yes.
Anyway, let me see if you can even freaking shoot. I'm like, "Oh man!" So the pressure. I mean, I won a lot of champions. I'm winning everything, but the pressure was like a match. Right? I'm like, "Holy, one mistake, he's out of here." Right? All these targets lined up. Long story short, I had this crazy Limcat holster. It's like a RoboCop holster back in the day. I draw, shred all this stuff, reholster super fast. All alpha hits, which is the good hits, right? He's like, "Holy shit, though! Did you guys see that shit? Look at all the alpha things. All right, fix my grip. Show me what's going on." And that's when it all started. And he laid down 10 grand. He's like, "I'm coming every Thursday. Tell him as good as you." I said, "I'll try to get you as good as I can." Over the next 8 years, he was there almost every Thursday. We went through so many times talking about. He was like, "I'm asked to do Spider-Man with Tom Cruise." I'm like, "Wow, that." But maybe I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. It might be Sam Raimi. I'm like hearing all these stories. Your favorite show with Jessica Alba. What is that?
Dark Angel.
Dark Angel. He's like, "I'm doing this show with Dark Angel." So it was like fun times. We drove around the valley out here, and this is where where we crashed the truck over by the mall, and this is our studios we had, and we're like buying guns back then and getting them all squared away. He has a whole security team of these military guys. They're protected his ranch. They got them all squared away, trained all those guys every week. And I had no money back then, so that 10 grand was like huge. So the one part of the fun story is that we're sitting there. It's 1997. Titanic is raging in the theaters, hit #1 literally like the day before. And we're like thinking he's like just got money coming out of his ears, and we're just talking. He's got his attorney there at the time, Jim Schmidt. And he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, I'm worth like maybe my whole net worth like 6 or 7 million. Like, well, what's Titanic? And it's kind of like, you think about like when that album came out with Kurt Cobain. Like he's living on the street, and yet Nirvana is the biggest thing in the world at the time. That kind of lunacy. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not getting anything from the movie." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I went to 20th Century Fox. They're like, 'Enough with this movie. It's just, you're spending so much money on this stupid, you're changing the drapes, you're changing the deck. It's got to be perfect with your perfectness. We can't take it. You're spending it. They already made this thing. Catherine Zeta-Jones and Peter Gallagher was a bomb on NBC. Nobody gives a shit about your fucking Titanic and this motherfucker." He's like, "Fuck you. I'll do it my way, you motherfuckers." And it's like, he's like, "Take my back end money. Take whatever you want. I'm out of here. I don't give a shit," And they never signed anything. Oh, no. So as he's sitting on the back of these Hummers on my range, they're realizing nothing was signed. It was a big argument. It happened.
Whoa. And
then by the next month or two, he's coming out. He's like, "Yeah, I'm worth like $400 million right now."
So he made the money.
He got all the money.
He did get it.
He didn't sign anything to get rid of his back end money.
That's amazing.
And he paid his own money to finish most of it.
I remember hearing that back in the 90s, that everybody thought it was going to be a bomb. That he needed more money. It was going to be the most expensive film ever made, and that he was going $100 million over budget. I don't know if that's correct, but it's
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And I remember hearing it's going to be the biggest bomb in history.
Yeah.
And it became one of the biggest sensations. I mean, I remember the day I went there. I remember the seat I was sitting in. It affected me so much. I thought it was such a beautiful film. There's a few films that I can remember everything about. Even with my dad, I saw The Color Purple. First time I ever bawled in a movie theater, but crying, couldn't stop crying. I saw that with the Schindler's List, same thing. Like certain movies hit me. Titanic hit me like that. I was not expecting that at all.
Hit everybody, it was incredible,
Yeah.
It was just fun to watch that rise with that, and then Avatar helped me. I helped train for Avatar and all that stuff, and it's been wonderful. So
yeah, I mean,
the other movie, Shark. It has similar story, right? When the director went over the budget. And
Jaws. Yeah.
Jaws. Jaws. Yeah.
That's the same, like in
cute.
Godfather. All these great movies, these idiot studio people are fighting them on everything, trying to stop something great all the time.
It's happening. It's still happening. And I've heard it from my people in the business all the time. And I love the woman who introduced me to you, Sophia Banks, who is just another dynamo.
She's awesome.
My gosh, she's incredible. Yeah. So I owe this to her. So thanks, Sophia.
Yeah, I remember remember we saw her movie Black Site. We all went. And saw that
we all
together.
went.
Yes.
She's so good.
She's better.
Yeah, she really is. She's awesome. Okay, Tatiana, what made you pack all your stuff, get on a plane, and move to America from the Ukraine? How did you go? Okay, I'm just going to go there.
She took an Uber.
I called you and I said, "Hey, baby, can you fly me in a helicopter, please?"
No, exactly. I can pick you up overseas in the long range helicopter.
I know.
God, what made you come to America?
Long story short, when I was, I don't know, like 10, probably 11, 12, whatever, in school, my dad came from work one day, and he back home in Ukraine, we had like, this little funny black and white TV, and when it's all kind of started, and he put X-Files, and I started watching it with my dad, and I just got so fascinated by the idea of becoming an FBI agent and a spy and come to America. I was marrying David Duchovny.
Yeah, no, I was in love with him.
You were too?
That show was one of my most favorite shows ever.
Mine too.
Ever. Yeah,
mine too.
that's
All this
awesome.
conspiracy theory, and I did believe in aliens, like when I was little. With my
I still
brother.
do.
Me
I still
too.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah,
I
do not believe we're the only thing in this universe.
Don't forget Californication, though. That was great too.
So good. So good.
They can't
so
do that.
good.
They can't do shows like that anymore.
No, they can't at all. That's
That's
true.
amazing.
Yeah.
Because Rob Lowe came out to shoot with her, and he's like, they can't make, because he was on that show.
He was
Remember
so good.
the crazy character
Remember?
with the goatee,
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie Nero.
Okay, so
Anyway, go
a
ahead.
lot of these shows, when people bring them up to me, this is terrible. I had Lyme disease for 11 years. It affected my memory. So my memory before it, I can tell you everything in the movies I've seen, so I don't watch them over again because it's hard for me because I've seen them and it's like in my head. Some of the stuff I've seen with Lyme disease, I can watch over again because I don't remember half of it.
Oh,
so,
cool.
and Californication's one of them, but I loved that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead. Sorry, I digress.
Right.
And
Duchovny, you're gonna marry him.
Yeah, you're gonna marry him.
I told my
Yeah,
mom
yeah.
I'm gonna become an FBI agent and I'm gonna marry David Duchovny. It was really funny because my family are scientists. They're real scientists.
Chernobyl.
Work for Chernobyl,
Whoa.
for the government. So they're physics, and my entire family just brushed me off like was my American dream. But I keep like studying English when I was in school. Just through the X-Files, like subtitles, like instead of doing the exams and listening to the history class or something like French language, which I should have learned. I was just learning my English with David Duchovny. And and then it's just very long story how I ended up dancing. But I keep this dream to just come to America, and it's so hard. It's so hard to get a visa to come here. Like when you're young and smart, and I was at university at the time study ecology and sustainable development, and kind of my family wanted me to be a scientist. I kind of want to be a dancer and an actor and maybe be a spy here one day, but I gotta learn all this martial arts because I can't come to America and not know like martial arts and English to become an FBI agent, which I can't
It's so funny.
ever become. But
Yeah.
maybe now I can because I'm a citizen. But but then one day I saw John Wick. The John Wick movie.
That's what did
And
it?
he did it.
Yeah.
Like literally they did it. Him, Chad, Keanu, they did it. I'm going to cry right now, but it was just so special. I was like, I'm watching Keanu doing this like weird, like amazing, incredible as an actor. Nobody ever done that before with weapons and fights. It was unbelievable what they did, all of them.
Yeah.
Taran Tactical, Taran Butler, Chad Stahelski, 8711, Keanu Reeves himself. And it was like so inspiring. And I thought, well, we have one life to live, right? When I was 18, I had like a tragedy happening in my life, and I understood you kind of grow up really fast, and I understand I can, basically die tomorrow. You never know how long we have on this earth. And if I have this one life to live and I can't be FBI agent and a spy, maybe I should come to America and become an action actress and playing those FBI agents as spy and tell great stories about great spies and people that actually fighting, and assassins that actually fighting for something good in this world.
I mean, and you're doing it. You were on Bosch.
Yeah.
You played a kick-ass assassin.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome. I was so excited. I was like so
true.
excited. Yeah. You're on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like a playable character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Dream
that's
come true.
huge. So I mean, this is a testament to your mind and how strong you postulate or manifest stuff you just put it out there, and of course you do the work to get there, but it's all coming.
Yeah.
And you told me that, you're like, when I first met you, you're like, you want to do action, you want to do, and you're doing it. And right after that, you got Bosch. I mean, it was, so I can't wait to see what else is coming down the pipeline for you, because I think you should be one of the biggest action stars out there, because you can do it all. You can act, you're beautiful, you can actually shoot guns, but the weaponry, and then, okay, wait a second. We're going to play something. Hold on a sec. I'm going to play your little video that you have, and same with you. Watch these guys. So that was awesome, right? I mean, that's like, you guys, so you can see why I have them on the show. It's absolutely amazing. It's like, are you kidding me? What is that? Yeah. So, and then how did you guys meet?
A friend of mine who's in a band called Heaven and Earth, Stuart Barry Smith. He's in he's a British rock band, whatever. Met him about 6 months before this, whatever, and he's like, "Hey, mate, want to go to Super Bowl party?" And it's 2020. It's January 2nd, and he,
You mean February?
Sorry, February 2nd.
Yeah.
Sorry, February 2nd. But I met him in early January. So he's like, Super Bowl party in February. So I go there, and he knew Tatiana, and I saw her walk up, like we're parking at this guy's like some kind of a rock and roll lawyer's house. This guy's like a total, like, he's like, I don't know, he's in Slipknot or something.
Okay. One of my favorite bands.
Actually, more like I don't even know, Jafria or something. Anyway, so she walks up, and she's just amazing, and we didn't really watch much of the game. The game was the same game that just happened, with the same team as playing 4 years ago, and same result and everything.
Oh, okay.
So Taylor Swift team won, and the guys in San Francisco guys lost. San Francisco's a shit show anyway.
Okay.
So we were watching some of the game, but it was just fascinating to meet her and talk to her and get to know her, and I invited her out to come and shoot. And go ahead and tell the rest.
How fascinating it was for me, right?
Right.
To tell him like you guys have changed my life. Like, if that wouldn't be that last little push in Ukraine, that you kind of like have this courage to, because when I came here I didn't have anything. I literally had I was paid for the concert we did in Philadelphia, like $200, his favorite story, in my pocket. $10 in my pocket. And no luggages from Ukraine, and I had to call my mom and dad and say basically I'll never come back home, because like I gotta figure out my visa situation here and like all this, how I'm gonna do it. But I think I want to come from Philadelphia to LA. I don't want to go back to Ukraine, because I might never be able to come to America. I want to take that chance.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like, what is it? One opportunity in life, right?
Yeah.
You take that opportunity.
Yep. Yeah.
So I took it, and it was very fascinating for me. I was really scared to meet him too, because I was like, oh my God.
So you knew who he was.
Yeah, of course. I mean, who doesn't know? Like, I remember when Instagram came out, I was living, we just got a mattress with my friend Dima from whatever, like streets from some homeless person, because we didn't have a place to live or, and like we just got it. So when we were like on the mattresses, like trying to kind of survive here, in LA, like having no money, broke, and he's like, I think you should do an Instagram. It's like an app coming out, everybody there, and you're an actress model. So I register on Instagram, and I start looking like training for the John Wick, like training here and there, and then I see Taran shooting from a hip, that video on eating apple. I was like, how is this possible? Like, is this really like possible? Or it's like some kind of stunt from a movie, I've never seen anything in my life with that speed and just kind of like a giggle and an apple eating.
No, but nobody shoots like him. So like to watch you shoot is so effortless. It's like, you just look and you're like, ding, 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 and everything is shot like perfectly in the center. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Rock Sugar Magic is brought to you by Tequila Comisario. Elevate your tequila experience with award-winning Tequila Comisario. Crafted with 100% all-natural agave, it's handcrafted and known to create tequila connoisseurs. Tequila Comisario is one of only 6 tequilas in the world to receive the coveted Platinum Award. Experience the best tequila in the world. Tequila Commissary.
It's like
and it's
almost
so hard.
like it's like how is that possible? How do you have that eye-hand coordination? Is it just from shooting growing up?
Yeah, I got lucky. I followed the competition sports forever, but before I was getting into it, I was just shooting a little .22 pistol, a Buckmark, at just junk steel. I didn't have the range I have now, and it just built in this distinctiveness to it. And then it kind of helps me in competitions to kind of point shoot some stuff and gain a little speed on how I shoot. Then it became well known when a friend of mine was just filming me. I was done with the match as a plate rack, and I shot a plate rack in 2 seconds from the hip. And he posted it. Then Shooting USA is the biggest show out there for the gun world or whatever. Yeah. And they're like, we want to do episodes about this, Taran. I want you to shoot see what you could do it again. And I did a 185 on their show. Since then, with the director of John Wick, I've done 160s. When I switched to a Glock from 2011, it's a little faster out of the holster. And then did an episode shooting 50 rounds from the hip with pistol, rifle, shotgun, and then El Presidente from the hip, which is crazy with a rifle, and it's just a thing that I do. And I have the best shooters in the world come out, which is Nils Jonasson or Vogel. We do a little competition of my hip versus the regular shooting.
Right.
And the hip usually you really can't beat it because I'm out of the holster shooting sooner. To a distance, the regular shooting is going to take over when it's super hard, far shots,
sure.
Whatever. But it's my thing. Nobody else really does it, and.
Cowboys.
She's been doing it lately.
Yeah.
The cowboy thing's a little different.
The cowboy was I just remember that.
But they're not shooting real bullets. They're shooting wax bullets because they might blow their knee off or whatever. And they're starting with their hand on the gun.
Yeah, like this.
So you're already holding the gun and you're leaning back and go boom like that. I'm not saying it's not fast. It's great, okay? But their hand's already on the gun. I'm starting my hands at sides. There's a lot of time to go to get on the gun. That's a big part of it. And I did recently, the fastest I've ever done was a quarter-second draw with a regular gun hitting a target much further away than the cowboy stuff. Boom, with a real bullet, where there's a risk you could hurt yourself. When you go that lightning fast, you could just be hurt in a second.
Okay.
So the only person I really trained is Tatiana, and she's taken to it and does amazing. Yes, the other day we had the director of John Wick out there, and she does this crazy, she thinks of the wildest, funnest stuff. That's why Hollywood loves working with her, too. Yeah. The gun flies up out of nowhere off of her foot, shoots, sets it down again. Is
that up on Instagram?
Yeah, it just went up yesterday. It's nuts. So she's just beyond. But the hip thing, she's getting really good at it. So
getting away with the murder.
But I've seen you shoot stuff that you don't see women do. Your foot's up in the air, or you're shooting, or you're whatever your stretch you're in, or whatever contortion you're in, you're shooting stuff. It's so much fun to watch. It is so much fun to watch.
I have a Sundance syndrome.
A what?
Sundance syndrome.
A Sundance syndrome? Yeah. What's that?
It's a thing I coined in shooting. In the movie Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid, there's a scene where Strother Martin goes up to Paul Newman and Robert Redford and goes, "I'm going to hire you guys to protect us with the money. Yep. Let's see if you can shoot." And Butch Cassidy goes to do his shredding, he wants to get into. He's like, "Just shoot the rock on the ground, God damn it!" And he goes to shoot, he aims and misses. "All right, you guys suck." And he goes, "Can I move?" "What can I move?" He goes, and he hoses, and the rock flies here, shoots it in the air. Some people shoot, she shoots better when she's got more action going on. Versus competitions, you do left hand, right hand, standing, hard stuff.
Right,
she's good at that too, but I joke and say that she can just light it up when the movement and there's more action going on. All kind of takes your mind maybe off of the focus of just one thing.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Sort of. Almost like you're too concentrated when you're sitting there. You're not moving, and you just for me I don't know if I'm not a great shot at all. I know you helped me with
you're actually really good. I remember you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not really bad for not shooting much. When I was a kid, I learned how to shoot, and I've shot a few times a year since then. That's it. Yeah. But you taught me how to do prone. You taught me how to because I had to do 3 different shooting styles for this TV show that I was on, Surviving Man, and I actually did very well.
I remember that.
Yeah, not great, but I did. I was very proud of myself because I was a co-host and I had to show these professional shooters what to shoot. So I'm so embarrassed. These guys are from literally Marines, professional shooters, people that are I mean, they're rated, and I'm sitting here, okay, guys, this is how you do it. So I'm going through.
Can they like ride horses the way you do and like
most
fly
people
helicopters?
can't. Most
Nobody
people
can ride a
can't.
horse like that.
Most people can't.
So much respect for
Thank
that.
you.
know?
No,
You just got enough horses too.
Yeah, but you're taking helicopter. But you're taking helicopter lessons too. Stick with it. Stick with it.
Yeah.
Stick with it. Get your license. I know you can. You totally can. But I'm sitting here, and after I watch the show, okay, so I'm watching it with the gas.
Yeah.
I'm like this, like chicken wings.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
oh no, I'm supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
But I'm shooting the whole show like this, so they called me chicken wings. I'm like, great.
Oh.
But it wasn't bad. At least I hit the target most of the time. So I was
good.
really happy. So thank you both
Awesome.
for letting me come to your place and helping me with that.
good.
Because I think I would have looked way worse. Yeah.
We want to let you do that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, I want to know the helicopter story from Harrison Ford.
Okay, so it's probably like a month ago or so, and I'm driving. She likes matcha from Erewhon.
Yeah.
Matcha latte with a coconut.
I'm at Air
collagen.
One every day.
Me too.
Every day.
I mean, not.
It's a problem.
recently.
And I wanted to get it for her, so I'm heading out there, and we're kind of thought we're gonna have the day off finally, whatever. And I get this call. He's like, "Taran, I'm about to land on your property right now. Are you here?" I'm like, Harrison. He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How much time do I have?" "Oh, like I'm gonna land in like 20 minutes." I'm like, God, I call her. I'm like, "What do we do? Do we cancel him?" And she's like, "No, it's Harrison, you idiot." And it's like, I'm like, okay. And
You cancel him.
I go, give me like an hour. All right, he called it a word like hanging in the air. He called, I'll do some like flying thing or something.
Yeah, he's probably circling.
I forgot what it's called, right?
Orbiting.
Yeah, so, he had it's a special term in that I don't know that world.
Hover?
No, it was some other funny thing. I don't know what it was. So I was just gonna fly around for a while. So then I haul ass. We get there. We pull up. He's landing right as we get there, and it was kind of surreal. Like here's Harrison Ford. He was here before.
Yeah.
He's such a wonderful guy. He's like, let's get some coffee. So we go to McKenna's Coffee down the street, and it's kind of funny. Like we go in there, and it's right next to 511, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, he sees a lot of people. The coffee place is like packed, right? He's like, I don't want to get bum rush by everybody. So we go in there. This guy is in 511, like folding clothes, right? And he's just folding. It's only the place is empty, right?
Right.
It's Saturday, right? And he walks up. He's like, "Do you have these shoes in like a 5, like a 11 or 12? I don't know what size it was." The guy's like, "I don't know. When are we seeing the back, sir?" And I'm like, and I'm trying, like, this guy's like got freaking Indiana Jones, Han Solo 1 foot from him. The guy won't pay him any attention. I'm like, dude, I'm like Harrison. And he's like, what do you want, sir? He's like, it's kind of funny. We got him his coffee, and he's just wonderful to talk to. You know, just such a great guy.
I love that he loves helicopters because years ago I read they asked him what's your favorite sound, and he said like basically the sound of his helicopter, the rotor, and that when I started flying. There's something about, that sound, the blades going through the air of like I don't know how to explain it, but when you're in a tiny 22 with the doors off, it's like riding a motorcycle through the air, and you hear that there's a like a pitch that you kind of you move, and it's this sound I can't quite.
Yeah.
But it's so loud, and it feels like it's slicing the air. And there's that sound that I go, oh, I love it. It's almost like it's flapping the air, and it's so cool. But now I understood it, because when I read that article, I don't know, 10 years ago, I'm like, what's that sound? Because I hear helicopters all the time, but there is a sound that it makes when you're flying that just sounds so cool. So I got it. I always wanted to talk to him about helicopters. I'm like, okay, cool. You're one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Let's talk about flying.
And he's like a man's man. He does everything at his house. He's telling me like he doesn't have everyone. He does everything. Like physically does everything, and I respect that about him.
Yeah.
So.
No, he seems like such a cool guy. So.
How many
one
years
day.
have you been flying?
Not that long. Not even almost 2 years.
And you already have your license?
No, I have a student license. I have to take. So this is me. This is my bad.
test.
I have to take the test.
Yeah.
So every time I'm like close, I'm like, and what I need to do, and my friends who all fly are like, you just need to buckle down. You got to take, a couple months, 2-3 months, fly, but just really study. Just make the time to study. So there is a school that I think I may go to that this woman has like 20,000 hours in a helicopter. She's like, this is the school I went to, and I'll probably end up doing that just to get, if I don't take a break from my life, there's no way I can. It's like I'm constantly doing, there's my companies, my shows, my everything that I'm doing, my boyfriend, everything. It's like if I don't just extract myself from my life, I don't feel like I can do it. So I got to do that.
Yeah.
And I will.
Yeah.
And I will. But I can fly, and I love it. And, you know, my cousins came out here. I'm like, let's go visit the Hollywood sign. So, of course, I have my instructor with me, but I can fly the helicopter. And it's like amazing to me because I never thought I was smart enough to learn that. And you're brilliant. You've got to get your license. You've got to. You can. I know you can.
You can have Airwolf 2 with you guys.
Exactly. There you go. Female cast.
I used to work at the building where they filmed that show.
No way.
Yeah, my first job was doing security. It's over there, like if you drive to the 101 to Westlake. It's that big building. It looks like a pyramid.
It's a tier.
Yeah,
it's a tier.
It was called Amber recently. It always just keeps getting. I was getting changed. The place never survives. It's a new name every year. It's crazy.
But
that building is.
Like that.
They filmed also Demolition Man there.
Okay. Yeah.
Stallone.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And Sandra Bullock. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
You guys teach a lot of people. You teach a ton of people. Who's the fastest learner and the best shot?
That is Lewis Hamilton.
The race car driver.
Yeah. The experience with him, his first time, was unbelievable. Like, it was unbelievable. It was a lot of people there, a bit of an entourage, whatever. I got all my trainers, everyone's there. They're really focused on him, but his hand-eye coordination, the video, I have it. I'll post it someday, the better version of it. We threw one up back then. It still shows he's raging. Unbelievable. Like, he's literally at an A-class level his first time ever.
First time shooting ever, or first time
He never shot before. And I texted him later. I called him later.
First time ever shooting?
You were with him the second time.
That was the video that I saw was his first time
that
ever?
one you saw from right before I met you?
First time ever.
This is his first time. He said, I said, are you lying? He's like, well, one time I shot a rifle, like one shot in the snow somewhere. I'm like, well, that doesn't count. So he's just unreal. Like, if I had him more often, he would be unbelievable. So he's the best that's ever held a gun, not just at my place. I would say that's ever walked the earth.
So you think he could top you? If he was trained?
If he put all of his stuff into it, probably not.
Oh my God, that's a twist.
Okay, good.
That's a twist at the end of the movie.
That's hilarious.
Probably
No, but he's unbelievably good. Like, super, like everything I showed him. We didn't get into the crazy weird stuff like she does and quad loading and all that, which is super hard. Like, I got into that, and that was, I didn't think she'd get into that. That's the thing in John Wick 3. You turn the shotgun over and load shotgun shells all. Hurt your fingers. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was like we were almost going to give up on it on John Wick 3, but we didn't. We stuck with it.
I didn't know that. It doesn't look like, I guess it doesn't look that hard. Like things that, like, you know what I mean?
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
But it's, and the director sometimes wonder, like, why are we doing this? And not saying that, but like, is the audience even going to know what the hell is going on? And he would say, like, it doesn't matter. Like, they'll watch it again. They'll figure it out, you know.
And some people will get it and be like, whoa. Some people will understand that,
people
and they'll appreciate it.
In our world of shooting definitely get it, but then the rest of the world, like in John Wick 2, he shoots a shotgun as a match saber load. Oh, he cleared the jam really well, because the video was like 47 million views or whatever. There's a billion comments on there. And he clears jams really well. And people are like, no, dummy, it's not a jam. It's a match saber. What's that? So you shoot a shotgun. A shotgun only holds like 7 or 8 or 9 rounds, right? So it doesn't hold a lot. You want rounds wherever you can get them. So you have a little device that holds a shell by the ejection port. So when it runs empty, you drop it in, press a button. I won my last Fort Benning championship with that load. Otherwise, I have to grab it down here, drop it in, and there's some kid who's amazing, Nate Statchowitz, super desk stalker, half my age on my shit, you know, like, fuck. So, like, I used to just crush it. So, like, I did that load and won with that. Literally, I won by like a half a second, and that was the difference. So. And that's another thing she's super good at, is doing. She loves to do the hard, difficult stuff. Yeah. That's why her videos are next level versus other people just shoot a bunch of stuff. So.
Yeah. So we just have a few more minutes. What's next for both of you? What's on the agenda? What do you have coming? What movie are you starring in?
Well, I have a couple of projects I've been, auditioning for, and it's a long process, and it's not that easy to book anything, or it's a long process. It takes lots of hard work, and I've been working a couple of projects. We'll see where it ends. You can't really rely on anything. You just do the best job you can every day. I give it all like of myself, and I let it go every single time. So we'll see.
Awesome.
But so far, I finished my short film that we shot and produced like a year ago, and it took a long time to just edit the whole thing, and it's going to be released soon.
Awesome.
So that's kind of on my plate. What about you?
Are you the interviewer? It's a lot of I wear a lot of hats. So I run Taran Tactical Innovations. We have about 60 employees, and then other vendors we do stuff with. We have a line of custom guns. We have the
Sand Viper. That thing is so rad, and the color. Sorry, that's such a cool gun. I'm putting it up on the screen right now.
Well, the Sand Viper was kind of an accident, and sometimes the best things are accidents. And there was a Pit Viper. We're designing a gun for John Wick 4, and it had to beat the 2011 Combat Master of John Wick 3. It's hard to up what you thought of the best thing ever in 2018, whatever. So I did. The Pit Viper is unbelievable. It shoots half the recoil, has blades. You can stab people. They're not stupid protrusive. They just come out when they need to bite you.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And all that. But then the movie was pushed with COVID and all these things going on. And we were kind of didn't want to wait. We had kind of stuff started to build the guns, and you can't just stop things, as you know, with certain business deals. You know what? Well, let's just give it a spray tan. Instead of black and gold barrel, we're going to go black barrel in this color. And the color was supposed to be a certain FDE color, and the company made this other color. We're so sorry, Mr. Butler, the color. No, this is amazing.
Yeah.
No, we'll change it. Don't fucking touch it.
Yeah, it's
Make them all that way. And then we put an optic on it because the Pit Viper doesn't have an optic.
Yeah.
So an optic likes optics, whatever. So we released, the gun actually got released without it. It was by accident. Some rich guy like the Collector or something. The Collector. This guy's a collector. He's an awesome guy. He has everything in the world. He's does John Wick videos, the wig and shit. So we sent a gun, and it got out early. The word got out. This guy at the gun store was like, "Hey guys, I got guns here for the Collector, but have you seen this thing? The Sand Viper? My God!" Pulls the trigger. "Oh my God! What is this?" I'm like, you know what? That video's so good. I could have done it better myself. We posted his video, right?
That's awesome.
Then everything went crazy. The gun had no movie behind it. It's still not in a movie yet. It was supposed to be in Deadpool. Deadpool got bought by Disney. And then he used all toy guns, whatever. So it went by the wayside. It's going to be in a different show, hopefully, whatever. It's going to have its day in the sun, but it didn't have a movie behind it. And a movie obviously supercharges the gun sales, right? I want what John Wick has, or what this guy has, or what Jay Statham has. It doesn't have anything behind it. It was the hottest gun we've ever sold. People went nuts, but it is the Pit Viper in disguise. It's like an actor at the mall, at LAX with, I got my head on, you can't chill, it's Chris Hemsworth here, And so we released it that way. Then when the Pit Viper came out, it became the hottest gun. They're both we don't know which one's hotter. We can't they're not like a McDonald's cheeseburger. They're it's like going to Masters. You can't make a dinner in 1 second. They're like Bugatti. They're all handmade and they're amazing. And we're releasing more than most other companies can do of a gun of that magnitude. But they're next level beyond. There's nothing like them. The way they feel, the way they shoot.
That's awesome.
And there's a lot of people who make guns, gun companies, but they don't have no background in shooting. And I know what feels good, what works, what's the best. And I'm using these things. That's what I got my 9-time Grandmaster card with, was a Sand Viper. But it's the new one coming out that's got a solid thing. It's got a new name that's coming out in a couple of weeks or so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot it too next time
I will
you're
come
around.
out. You guys just let me know. I'm coming.
All right.
I'll fly my helicopter.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, bring your boyfriend.
Awesome.
Okay, I will. Oh, he'd love that. He'd love it. He's got a whole arsenal. He's got an arsenal and crossbows that.
Oh, really?
It's he has the fastest crossbow in the world that will go 300.
Oh, really?
What was it?
Really?
Gosh, it's 3 football fields in a
I have
second.
to source one for a movie.
Yeah, we actually have to source one.
They asked you, you know crossbows? I'll think of it. So,
no, he has the most powerful crossbow in the world. It's insane. Wow. It's on an AR body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's sick.
We got to have Brett Michaels out there at the same time.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, I will get him
so
because
wonderful.
I have Karen on it. Karen, right? You're gonna get him for me. I have the best booker ever. I love her. So yeah. I will absolutely have. Well, we didn't even talk rock. I know we're late, but we didn't even talk rock. I know you love rock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get when I get Diamond Dave on this show.
Oh, really?
Brett Michaels, anybody that I know that you love like me with the 80s rock. Oh my gosh, it's that and very heavy metalcore.
I would love to meet David Lee Roth.
Then when I get him on the show, I'm definitely letting you know. So
I know he
you can be
shot at some range 10 years ago with a Kimber pistol or whatever. We got to get Diamond Dave out
there.
there.
I will.
Yeah.
I will get him for you.
I took her to her first concert.
Which one?
Guns N' Roses.
What, you did?
Yeah.
No way.
She's coming back from doing Call of Duty, like all the the motion capture.
Yeah.
And landed and went right to the concert.
Oh my gosh, that's literally was hands down my most favorite rock album in the world is Appetite for Destruction.
Oh,
Best
it's amazing.
Album ever made.
It's
my
amazing.
favorite band. And then what's so crazy is I'm literally, my boyfriend took the place of Slash for 7 years with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
So, and he's an incredible guitar player.
Yeah.
Incredible. He's so good. And it's so weird that it came from me, like having the biggest crush on the biggest, rock band ever. I got to do a week of hosting with Slash on a radio show, which was so fun. Duff came in several times. Like, the only person I haven't interviewed is Axl. I'll get him, but yeah.
Well, his manager shoots at our place, but he never brings him out.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I'm bringing Axl next week. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Oh shit!
Wait, okay,
come
so
on. He's doing AC/DC right now. I'm like, all right, whenever
Here's the deal. When
you
he
want.
comes out there, you got to invite me, and then when
do your interview.
Diamond Dave comes here, Brett Michaels, whatever, I'm going to let you know, and you can come down. All right,
awesome.
deal.
Michaels actually has been coming out.
Oh, he's awesome. He's a super nice guy.
He's super nice. Like you said, Johnny Depp is super nice.
Yeah,
and Keanu, they're the wonderful people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's one thing. I've never heard a bad word about Johnny Depp. Nothing.
Yeah.
Except until when the Amber lady decided she was
Man,
going to
I wish we could do
spill her truth.
Well,
Anyway, but I never heard a bad thing about him until then. And then he was vindicated. So.
I'll tell his rain story next time.
Oh, bummer. I know, we gotta go. All right, you guys rock. Wait, is she here? Huh? Is she here?
All right, tell the story.
Okay, tell the story.
Okay, long story short, this is back. God, this is when he was skinny, or this is probably like 2010 or whatever, in that ballpark. I gotta remember, 11 or 12. Anyway, he was dating one of my friends who was helping me build my company with her social media. Beautiful girl, and is right. I think right before Amber-ish, whatever. Anyway, she's like, I'm bringing Johnny. I'm like, no way. It's awesome, right? Comes out, got his boots on, cowboy hat. He's all totally sparrowed out, right?
Oh, my God.
He's totally looks amazing. He's just like, comes out, cowboy boots on, and he sits down, immediately wants to talk about Al Pacino. And he's like, and Michael Mann. And he's like, I'm mad at Al. I'm like, why? He's like, because he told me to do this movie, Public Enemies. I'm doing the wrong voice. Anyway, so I'm okay, because I worked on Public Enemies doing gun stuff with Johnny Depp and everybody. Yeah. So we get into shooting, and we're doing the courses and all this stuff. He's got a Luger from who's that writer that Vegas thing? He did that movie with
Nicolas Cage?
No, there's that famous book writer.
Yes, and about the drive, about the whole drive. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'll put it in later. Anyway, so he's got his .454 Casull, one of the most powerful handguns in the world up till a certain point. It was a .44 Magnum, that one. Then he's got a Luger, like a real like crazy German Luger. These really custom guns given to him by, I'm losing my. It was that Vegas crazy movie with him and. I
know exactly what you're talking
Benicio
about.
del Toro.
Yes, and they're in the car. I see the car scene.
He's playing.
Yes.
He's on my tongue.
I can't even think about it. I know we're gonna die. We're gonna look it up and go, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yes. Thank you.
So he got the actual guns from the writer.
Okay.
Which I forgot his name. Anyway, it's in my head. Anyway.
What's the writer name? Because it's killing me too. Because I know somebody in his family, and I can't even think of her last name, and it's killing me. But go ahead. The Fear and Loathing. Oh. Yeah, the writer.
Anyway, so
give me the initials.
We're shooting his guns and trying them out and everything, and then I go, well, from this course here, shoot this stuff here, then run over here. I don't run. People have to pay me to run. I don't run unless they pay me a lot of money. So I'll walk in my boots, click, 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 over the other part, boom, 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 and shoot. And so we're doing all that. And my brother comes down, and a friend of mine, Amy, her mom had just got cancer, and was talking to my brother, and my brother knew that her biggest favorite actor of all time was Johnny Depp. So my brother comes down, and it's kind of, you don't want to like bum rush a celebrity, but he's like, Johnny, can you talk on the phone out of nowhere, like to our friend who's in the hospital? And I'm like, let's figure it out. So I go, yeah. So he goes, Taran, call her. So I call her up, and I'm like, hi, how are you? She's like, I'm getting chemo stuff right now. I don't have time to talk. What do you want? I go, Johnny Depp wants to talk to you. put her on the fucking phone. So she puts Johnny Depp on the phone, and they sat there for like 15 minutes. He talked to her. You know,
I know. I thought I heard that his sister had cancer.
But this is a friend of mine's mother who had cancer. Supposed to live like a year.
Yeah.
Somebody gave her bad advice. Literally, she died about 3 months later with some advice to starve herself versus something else. John and I were like telling her this is not going to work, not going to work.
No.
Anyway, the bottom line is Johnny out of nowhere just met us. I've been there a couple, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Brother comes down out of nowhere, bum rushes him. We call her up, and he took the time not just to go hi, whatever, goodbye. He sat down and sat there listening to her story.
It's a beautiful thing that look, I mean, I'm so sorry she died, but she got such a beautiful gift and something that I believe you live, you know, when you leave. I don't believe you die. That's my belief. And I believe that she's probably like, thank you. You know, she's like, that was amazing. You made, you put a nice close.
He was so kind. He was so wonderful. It was a wonderful day. It was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
So
that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's really beautiful.
Really beautiful.
See,
and how wonderful some people just are, you know.
Yeah.
How rare it is. Just take your time and do something nice for someone.
And I always believe when you die, it's the people that you've helped that remember you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what life's about. I helping people, loving people, being kind, doing the best you can.
That was my mom's funeral. Was like unbelievable. The people that came, what they said, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to help people when I can, as much as I can, because what they said there, I'll never forget.
That's right. And that's like my dad, too. Like, I learned so many things about his life after he died. How many people he told, don't say anything, but he would put through cancer treatment. He paid for medical bills. He paid for people to go to school. I'm like,
He was all. I grew up listening to your father. I love him. He's wonderful.
Thank you.
So amazing.
Thank you.
Best voice ever in
I appreciate
music.
that. It was such an amazing.
Every day I'd listen. I'll go into competitions.
Man. Yeah.
Always listen to the top.
Oh, I love it. I love
so
that
wonderful.
you did.
Of course.
Thank you so much. That's just like my dad was everything to me. So thank you.
He was wonderful.
Thank you.
And I'm sure he's still very, very proud watching everything that you do. Like, I'm watching you just kick ass. Like, you're an incredible host.
Thank you.
Like, when I just recently saw your new demo reel like, hosting. I have no idea. You've done so much.
Oh, yeah.
But you have such a wonderful energy hosting and talking to people. It's a true gift, and you're so honest with that. And you just make people, like, right now, comfortable. I don't really like to do podcasts or anything like that, but you just feel so comfortable. You have such wonderful energy, and you're just like true inspiration for women. Like, as I'm just telling you, when I'm looking at you, like, wow, like, you know, you're a businesswoman. You're a great like girlfriend. You know, you're badass. You look unbelievable.
Thank you.
Like, you're so honest. Your energy and everything. You're just wonderful.
No, I appreciate that. You know? I thank you. Thank you for that. And I know he is with me. I know. Right. I know he is. And I feel the same way about you. You guys are amazing. And I hope, you know, we do stuff in the future. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us on.
Thanks. You're wonderful.